Alright, so this is the Canon printer that I have, or sorry, not Canon, but the Epson WP4540 there. This is for clearing out the clogged nozzles. This is my second unit, less than a day. The first one I've had it for about a month, used it, had some problems with it, the nozzle clogged. The weird thing is, just like on this one right now, the previous one clogged on the Magenta, and then I had that little tiny black missing one to the left right here, so the Magenta went out. That little white spot there, that's missing a little nozzle jet too, so that one's clogged as well. On the previous unit, I went ahead and did the, the nozzle check. That was the pattern that I print out. I just finished cleaning the head right now, so we'll go ahead and print another one out and see if it made a difference. Previously, it didn't. See, that one kind of helps a little bit more now. Now we're getting a little bit more, but still not bad. The problem one of the issues is you're only supposed to do the head cleaning cycle 4 times at the most, because what happens is, or what could happen is, the pressure lines, when you look inside there, you'll see the little ink lines. Those can rupture from the pump because they're getting clogged, and then you'll leak, ink all over the interior. Another problem is that it uses a lot of ink, and if it's clogged, it just bakes on there. It cakes on more and more ink, and then it won't go away. So that's that issue there. So we'll skip that. Let's go inside. So back in there, it's hard to see. One second. So back in there, the little lines, little rainbow color, that's them. Now, one method you can do to kind of get at the print head, because you have to do this. One second. You'll close it. You want that little white lock to unlock, and then quickly pull the power off. Just disconnect the actual line. Because what you're going to notice, and don't try and do this unless this is ready, there's a little white lever lock down in there, and that lever lock needs to be depressed down. So you let it do like we just did. It'll go down, and then you can manually slide the print head over with your finger. Don't yank on it really quick, because you'll break the little rubber track back there. So you just pull this out of the way. I'm going to go towards the left like so. Now back down there at the rainbow colors, that's actually going to be your, that's what goes to your waste tank down below. And it oscillates to the right. So as you push the print head over in that direction, it catches on that little plastic guide there and the one here, and it actually slides over and elevates. So as you slide the print head over, this elevates and seals it. Also, another important part is this little black line right there that you can barely see, but if you have the model, you'll notice it. That is actually a rubber squeegee. That is what wipes the excess of ink off of the print head itself. So that's why you get that. So one technique you can do is take some gauze, like 2x2s, okay, and what you'll do is you'll just lightly lay one down on top of that rainbow pad down there, and then you'll go ahead and slide this print head back over on it until it engages, like so. And then now that has pressed the gauze up onto the print head itself, you can also put a little bit of print head cleaning solution. Staples sell some. Typically you got to buy the refill kit, but sometimes they have the little solution. You could use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, but dilute it down with some distilled water. You don't want anything with minerals in it like regular tap water. It'll clog it. And then after that is there, what you'll notice is you get to wipe off the print head a little bit. Now this may help you, this may not. I'm starting to get some red back in there, which means the red's starting to flow through the print head. So maybe a couple more cycles and it'll work. So once that's there, if you ever wanted to pull this thing out, which is what I have to work on, how to get this print head out of here. There's a little tab here and 2 little side tabs there, and then this little black piece here will pop up. You'll have the 2 lines, or these 4 lines, coming in here with a little screw that holds it onto a pack. And when you handle this pack, you'll notice that it's got a little bit of like an aluminum film. You don't want to puncture that. If you puncture it, it's done. you're going to have issues with this shit leaking everywhere. Then you have to go to Staples and buy another one and swap it out of the box. So I'll work on how to get this print head out so we can actually do a thorough cleaning of it and shoot some solution through it. One option I'm looking at is, well, if I can run some actual solution through one of the nozzle ports up on top, put a little piece of, like, air line that you get through Home Depot, and see if that would work. If I can slowly inject some cleaning solution down into there. It's going to take a while to get all the way down through there, but if I can add some through it, run a bunch of pages, that'll help. But now that that's done, we'll go ahead and plug it back in. You can see the operation of it. 1 second here. Okay, so we got some power again. Now that'll slide back over, go to the squeegee. You'll have to do the head cleaning cycle again, but first we'll do a nozzle check pattern. But typically, because we smudged it down there, you're going to have a little excess on top of or on the bottom of the actual print head. You can kind of see when it engages, you'll see the little lock. See, that's the white lock. You got to make sure that's down before you can slide it. And the squeegee engages, and then it wipes it. Squeegee. There you go. Close this back up, let it do its thing. But I've had a problem with this. This is my second one. And I wasn't even printing that many pages yet. I mean, it shouldn't clog. It's not like it was sitting for a long period of time. Typically an inkjet, if it sits a long time and doesn't get used, the inks will dry. But this was actually in production, in process of printing stuff out. All of a sudden, boom, it clogged. And these are actually Canon inks, There's a brand new cartridge that made no difference at all. That's that one. It just is what it is. So be wary if you're going to buy one of these units. I'd look for something else. I use this for my business just because, the cost of printing is cheap when you refill stuff. But I don't know. I look towards something else. Not this model until they get this issue resolved. I mean, it sucks when you're down, but we'll go here into the maintenance, the nozzle check. The reason this unit sucks is because you can't take the print head out easily and service it. I mean, you see, and now we still got that one that's missing on the black. Another one down there, that one will clear up. The red looks like it may be improving, but I mean, seriously, how many times do you have to redo this? Because another issue you have, every time we do a head cleaning, I'll show you something real quick. When you get out of here and you go to your ink levels, you're going to have the black, the yellow, you're going to have your magenta, you're going to have your blue, and this one over here, that's your waste tank. When that comes down, you have to pull the back cover off and take the old little, cotton sponge thing out and buy a new one. They're like $40. That's if you're lucky to find one on Amazon. Sometimes they're more. So just by having to do this so many times is going to fill that sponge up. So another technique you can do is you take the sponge out of the back, cut a circular hole in it, and then take a little like a mousse or shampoo cap, something circular that'll sit in there like a cup basically. And that way you could always take it out and just rinse it and not have to go buy a new one. Because once that gets down, you have a chip resetter, you can reset it. Dump the old ink out and it's clear and fine. But I mean, same thing. I have to do the head cycle again. It's going to get lower and lower as it absorbs more ink. Just trying to clear this problem. I've looked and looked on the internet. There's no solution or no service manual on how to take the print head out and clean it because it's a fairly new model. But once I get into this, tear it apart and figure out what to do, I'll post a video on how to get the nozzles and everything else going back up. Because I mean, people need to know how to do this. So we'll do all the colors, and we'll go from there. But that's what you do. Like I said, use a 2x2, put them back there like I showed you, put some of the print head cleaning solution on it. You can push it to the side, lock it in place, and let it sit for a while. Let that solution soak up into the print head and dissolve. It takes a while, so let it dissolve all the excess dried pigments that are down there. Then after that, go ahead and run it a few times like I've shown you through the nozzle check pattern, and hopefully that clears up your problem. If not, You got the option to pay for a new one in advance. Epson will send you out a refurbished one, but you do not know what kind of condition it's going to be in. All you know that it's going to print, and that's it. And that's that. Otherwise, if you're lucky, you can go buy one at Staples and swap it out. But that's what it is. If you're going to buy one, though, definitely spend the extra $40 at Staples and get the whatchamacallit, get the warranty. It gives you 2 years as far as replacement.